When I was first diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, I was told by several different doctors that ulcerative colitis is completely incurable. And at that time, if I had known that there was not only just a way to cure ulcerative colitis, but more than one, I would have been ecstatic. And so today, I want to highlight a few notable names that I've discovered that have also healed ulcerative colitis, but not just one way, they've done it different ways. There are so many different ways to do it. You don't have to choose just one. You don't have to follow mine, you don't have to follow theirs. You can find whichever one fits your lifestyle the best, which one you agree with the most, and implement it, and it could completely change your life. So the first one is going to be Michael K Hurst. This guy healed himself through FMT treatments, fecal microbiota treatments. I've done a video about this, and you can go ahead and watch that. He did a 5-week treatment of FMTs every day. Completely reestablished his gut flora and allowed him to heal. He maintains that healing through diet. The second is going to be Doug Lobasso. Doug Lobasso healed himself by drinking raw milk. I've also done a video on this. He drank raw milk up to half a gallon a day, maybe even more, and completely reestablished his gut flora that way with the probiotics in the milk, the kefir, other things he ate. He also ate high fat, cut out nightshades, and he did go completely organic. He has a really cool story. You should definitely check that out as well. The third is one that my mother discovered when I was very sick in Chicago. Her name is Nicky. She has a website. It's called cureforulcerativecolitis.com. Now, her protocol is a little bit more involved. She uses several different supplements such as slippery elm, high doses of probiotics, and low dose naltrexone, or LDN. Very interesting stuff. Really a lot of good information there. She also has a book, the Anti-inflammatory food guide, I believe. Details a bunch of meals that she eats, other things you can do that are really, really cool. Andrew Perlot, he cured himself from ulcerative colitis by going completely raw vegan. Did not eat any cooked foods. He still doesn't. He has a YouTube channel. You can check that out. And he talks about that, talks about what he did. He even has a book, The Raw Digestive Tune-Up. And so I definitely have that book, and I've read it a lot. Great, some really powerful stuff, and it's really, really interesting about the power of raw foods and how they can affect your digestive health. Dr. David Klein cured himself from ulcerative colitis by eating a whole food, plant-based vegan diet. And after that, he wrote a book, Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's. And that book has taken off. And how that is related to high carb health is a man named Shamiz got sick with ulcerative colitis, and after his diagnosis, he discovered Dr. David Klein's book, Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's. He read the book, read his protocols, thought it made sense, and he implemented that into his life, healed his body, and his older brother was so convinced by the power of that diet to influence his digestive health that he also went completely vegan. He quit his corporate job, and the two of them went into business helping people get better. And I am actually one of their clients. When I first began my healing journey, I signed up for their program, and what they did was they devoted large amounts of their time to me. They were always in contact, always able to answer my questions, able to encourage me, and just gave me guidance throughout the whole process, whereas I probably would have given up if I didn't have that guidance. And so that was a big thing. Their website, their YouTube channels are very transparent. They're very passionate about what they do. High Carb Health is run completely based off of Dr. David Klein's book, Self-Healing Colitis and Crohn's. They follow his instructions completely. They're actually in very close contact with Dr. David Klein, and just huge advocates. It's a great diet. It might be the healthiest diet in the world, long term, not just for digestive diseases, but for a myriad of other ailments. So definitely something I'm a huge advocate of. Now, this last one, my absolute favorite. This is the king of digestive health. Rubin, the author of The Maker's Diet, cured himself from not ulcerative colitis, not Crohn's, but Crohn's colitis, the worst of both worlds, the absolute worst form of inflammatory bowel disease you can have. He was nearly dead. He was very close to dying. He completely altered his diet to eat according to biblical guidelines, which is really, really awesome. And it's mostly organic foods with probiotics and fermented foods, kefir, vegetables, other kinds of things. Great, great stuff. He's my absolute favorite. He's so knowledgeable. He's so helpful. He's written several books. He has a YouTube channel. He frequently does collaborations with Dr. Josh Axe on YouTube, and I love those. I think they're great. I've learned so much from just his insight and things that he's done. It's amazing. It's my absolute favorite. I get a lot of my protocol from him. In fact, basically everything I do is mimicking him. That his protocol is just fantastic. He's been healed for 20 plus years. I highly recommend that you read his books, you watch his videos, and you give his stuff a shot if you're struggling with digestive illnesses. He's amazing. Definitely worth the recommendation, definitely worth trying it out and seeing it for yourself. You're probably wondering, if I'm such a huge advocate of high carb health and I was a client, why am I no longer following High Carb Health's whole food plant-based vegan diet? I think that what Shukul and Shamiz do is fantastic. They are very professional, they get a lot of people well, they know their stuff, they're very passionate about what they do. However, I do have one difference. I do not think that the cause of ulcerative colitis is the consumption of meat and dairy. I believe that the cause is a compromised and damaged gut microbiome. And if you can rebalance your gut microbiome and influx all the good flora and maintain a healthy gut flora, that's what I believe the cause and cure of the disease is. And so far for me, that has worked. 9 months ago, I stopped following the whole food vegan diet and have continued on with Rubin's protocol for the most part. And it's been fantastic. I'm much more satisfied with the results and what I can do, the freedom that I have with that protocol. Now, any of these protocols are fantastic. These guys have healed. You should definitely check out all their stories, their channels, and do your own research, draw your own conclusions, try it yourself, and make sure that it works for you. And any number of these, I just want you to know that you don't have to do it one way. You don't have to do it my way. You don't have to do it Jordan Rubin's way. You don't have to do it High Carb Health's way. Now, these might be some of the best ways, but you can do it many, many different ways. Now, the only thing is that most of these ways contribute to healing in a similar fashion. What they do is they allow the ulcers and the sores and the bleeding to stop and heal, and then the gut flora is repopulated. That's just what makes the most sense in my mind, and what seems to be the case and the similarity between all of these different protocols. So do the research, make your own conclusions, and get better.